Hi guys, I'm going to show you some of the controls that you do on the screen. First of all, press to connect. This is your record button. This is your mode button. So you press to connect. It's going to connect with your application, and it's also going to connect with the camera itself, Bluetooth wise. Now here's where you can do all your settings stuff on the screen. Now here you can go a mode button. It's video, photo, Pro Video. I've got mine set to Pro Video. That's where I want it. Time shift, time lapse, HDR video, slow motion, and your standard settings. If you want to get into the settings itself, you hit the English language. You want to format everything. You want to wipe it out. You want to reset. These are all some of the things that you can do. Now when you're done, everything you do on this, the mode button on this side, this is the action button over here. You hit it. Now we're going to get out of here, go back to video, and I'm in Pro Video mode at 1440 by 24 frames. And this is where I like it, and also this is this place where you're able to get the perspective change in your post-processing. Now, one note of caution, when you're doing this and you're working with perspective, watch it when you pull. If you pull too much down or too much up, you'll see part of that circle come into the shot. So be aware of that. Watch you don't have a tendency to pull up or down. I'll show you in another clip of what happens if if you made that mistake. So it's really not a big deal. But anyway, to record, you either hit the power button, and if you have this out of the cradle, you can go ahead and hit the record button like that. And then hit it again, that'll stop it. Or you can operate it from the battery charging case itself, and then just hit the start button here. Now what it's doing is connecting. Now hit the start button and you're recording. Now I'm shooting Pro Video. Pro Video, I recommend strongly that you use Pro Video. So anyway, that's kind of the functions of this. It's very basic, very easy. Now I'm not going to use the Stargaze and stuff like that. To me, it's not what its purpose is. I'm not going to sit here and take a power bank, attach it to the thing, point it up to the stars and let it run all night. I'm just not going to do that. But I am going to use stuff like slow-mo, photo mode. I probably won't use the standard video mode or HDO video mode. I would rather use the Pro Video mode because it gives me the perspectives. So anyway, that kind of covers all the functions of the camera itself. So, hey, we'll be back in a bit. Now this is the accessory item kit I got for using for underwater. Get the camera out of here. The Insta360 pole I use for my 360 X2. I also use it now for this camera. So what you do is you take this adapter, wrap it around the camera like this. Take your standard 1/4-20 mount from GoPro. Tighten this thing up. And then put it on your Insta360 pole or whatever 1/4-20 mount system you have. But this is the system I'll be using for underwater. Underwater test, I'm going to use my pool, mainly because the waters here are brackish and I won't be doing the kayak water test on clear waters because that's like an hour-and-a-half drive from here. So all the waters I'll be paddling in to do the kayak test will be in brackish water, and it looks like root beer. So let's get this thing underwater and see how it performs. Okay, there we go. That was the underwater test. Now let's see how it came out. All right, guys, what you want to do is get into your application right here like this. Now, it shows the last clip, but if you want to see all the clips that you've done, you go back and then it'll show them all. But what I want to do is show you some of the editing processes here. This is currently set at 16:9. Wide, I'm going to change it to linear. I just like the look of it a lot better. Now, you can also take a snapshot of a certain part, face filter if you want to use it. And in this case, I don't. So you can go into toners, all that kind of stuff. And then basically what you do is if you want to change the speed or speed up a section, you can. Use different filters. You can do adjustments, mark, edit, resets, delete the clip, and then export or download it. Flow state, okay, flow state stabilization, horizon lock, that's all on because I'm shooting in Video Pro, but I want to turn on the Aqua Vision in this particular case. So the Aqua Vision is on. Now I can export this and export it, and you can see in real time what it's going to take to knock this thing out. Now the clip itself is really not that very long. But it is an adequate speed. I mean, that's one of the biggest complaints that I hear is the post-production stuff. So we're going to find out here in just a minute. And it's still doing its thing. It's going to round all the way around that frame. And 50% there. Now, the clip itself is probably maybe a minute long. So it does take some time, and that's the one thing that you guys got to get used to. When you're exporting, just be patient. Now we're there. All right, Insta360 would like to access, okay. And now it's being saved to my iPhone album, okay? So to look at that particular clip, I'm gonna swipe out of here, go here, and here it is. Turn the audio on. Mainly because and for some reason I have no audio. And I won't be doing that's because I'm recording audio. My bad. On clear waters, because that's so like anyway, here's the clip. I want to see the part where it goes in water, because I want to look at the Aqua Vision. Wow, look at that. Now that's phenomenal. This is really going to work well, I think. Now I'm going to go back, and that's basically how you do your working with the application itself. It's really simple. I'm going to go ahead and show you the post-production process using Insta360 Studio 2021. First thing you got to do is kind of load up the program. Pop that in there. Now it's going to ask you to select files or import all. Alright, I'll just do the select file one for now, but I want them all. Okay, and okay, it's importing them all right now. Okay, this is the one I wanted to do the underwater test with, and it was a little testy. I've already edited it once because you can't split, because you can see where the water is right here. I'll get into that in a minute. I don't want to confuse things. So each file has to be done individually before you can batch export. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that flow state stabilization is on, because you're shooting, or all my videos are shot in Video Pro. So the first thing you do there is get that verified, then go down here. I like linear. You can see the curvature here. I don't like that. If I go to linear, it kind of straightens that all out. All right. Now you can see Aqua Vision. Now I'm not going to use Aquavision because if I used it now, you see what happens to me. But I'm going to move this cursor over the water and use Aquavision. And wow, look what it does. So I actually, when I just hit the water here, I cut it, trimmed it, went to the end where I pulled it out of the water, right here, and I used the aqua filter here, and then that part of the clip I exported by itself. I exported the entire clip as a whole, and then once it gets into my video production software, I'll drop that edited water in the spot where it just hits the water, like right about there. So anyway, that's what I did. So when you're done with your editing process on that clip, what you want to do is hit this X up here. It's going to take you back to your files that you've uploaded. Now on the next one, double click it, it'll put you here. Again, same process. Video Pro flow states on. I'm going to go linear. I'm not going to mess with any voice focus or any Aquavision stuff, so I exit. That one's done. And I'm going to do this for each one of these. So I go here, flow state, yes, it's okay, linear, done. Go here, go here. So I'm not going to use this clip, and I see what happened there. I'm turning sideways. So I'm going to go here and go to remove. And I'm going to remove that clip out of here. And this was another mistake I made, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Now I'm going to highlight all three of these and go to export. Right here is where you want to make your changes or where you want it to go. I've got it going into the folder I want, which is camera operations. Set it 16:9. Everything's good here and here and here. Once that's done, start export. Now what it's going to do is you can see the little clock up here and the little bar down here. It's going to go through all three of those. Now this may take some time, but that's what everybody's complaining about, is how much time it takes to convert your videos over for use in your video software. There's the first one, the second one's quick, and this is a 2-minute and 13-minute clip. But anyway, that's how you do your editing part. If you want to speed things up, you hit this lightning bolt and you'll get a bar, as you can see right there. And I'm gonna go here. Now I want it to go 16 times faster, and then I can go back here and play it. And if that's what I want, then cool. I can make that change. But that's what that does. This changes 69 changes to your perspective if you want 9:16 or 1:1 or 16:9, whatever you want. This is where you can take a snapshot of one of your clips in here. Just hit that, and we are done in real time. All those files have been converted. And then right here is where you can go into full screen. But that covers the post-processing deal using Insta360 Studio 2021.